Happy Sunday, as we say here in Lagos, and welcome to my vlog, which is a day late because it has been a week and a half for me. I think this has been my most challenging week. This week it's just been a lot, a lot. So last week I went out with some friends and I'd gone to some food and and I got what I thought was food poisoning. And so when you get food poisoning, you just feel really rubbish. So this week but I had it for the whole week, thinking it was food poisoning. So and I'd gone to the chemist, which I must say, Nigeria. I love Nigeria, but God, we need to be so careful in terms of like administering drugs here. It's awful. I'd heard like how they can administer drugs, the wrong drugs for certain treatments that they shouldn't. So like, for example, when I got here, I got a cold, or sometimes they call it kata here. So which is normally caused, I think it's caused by dust. There's a lot, over here there's a lot of dust on the roads. The roads, they once had sand on them, so they've just been formed into like sidewalks and roads and such, but a lot of the dust still remains. So that can cause like kata or cold, I think, and also my body's getting used to being here. So that can happen. So I'd gone to the chemist and he was like, oh yeah. So he'd given me like antibiotics for a cold. I thought that maybe because it was a cold here, it was different. And he was like, yeah, because of the dust, you should use this and allergy tablets. That's just overkill, to a point where I had my uncle being like, they just give you antibiotics for everything. So you just have to be careful. And so I stopped taking them. I felt better, but it was a bit of an overkill. And so when I found I had food poisoning, I went back to the same chemist. And, I got the usual stuff that, to stop me from feeling so sick. And, I thought it would work. Because at first I just thought it would pass. I didn't know how bad it was. Then it didn't pass. So, So that's why I'd gone to the chemist, and so he was like, I should take, like Imodium or whatever, and he was also like, I should take these other drugs, and I was like, I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to take them. He was like, you're going to need them because, it's not just that, that you need to stop feeling sick. You need to also get something that will stop what has caused it. It's a poisoning. So, okay, I'm not trying to mock him, but, that's how he was coming across. And so I went home and the Imodium wasn't enough. It didn't work and I still felt ill. And so I went back to the guy and he was just like, oh, see, I told you, you didn't want to come on, take from me. You were telling me that, no, you don't want it and everything. I know that. And then he now, even got another customer involved, which, I don't know, they like to do it here. I like to get people involved in, stuff that's not got nothing to do with them. And the customer was like, yeah, but, maybe sometimes. I just thought, bro, you don't even know me like that. Like, and stop telling the guy my business. Anyway, so he was just like, oh, so, people, telling the guy, if people, that they like to listen to doctor, they don't like to listen to pharmacist. If a doctor tells you, go and use these drugs, and you use them. But when he's a pharmacist, you won't listen to him. So I was just like rolling my eyes and just give me the drugs. So it was another type of antibiotics. And so I was using them and it wasn't working. So I was just like, God, like I've been in Lagos for 4 weeks now and am I going to die? As in, like, is this it? It's not even Ebola. I'm sure this is not Ebola. We'll get on Ebola another time actually. But it was just like, I was just like, oh my God, I've eaten I rarely eat out because I'm very conscious that my system isn't used to food over here yet. So I just kind of just eat at home, and I'm fine with that. So yeah, so I took the drugs, took them for like 2 days, nothing worked, and I still felt awful. And I know that I was like fading away. I was just like, gosh, my mum. So like I FaceTimed my family, and my mum was just like super worried, and I was super worried until I got up, and I wanted to go to the medical centre that's just down the road. I just took I felt like enough was enough. I didn't take money with me, so when I got there today, it's 2,000 naira to register. I was just like, this is stress. And I even asked the lady that, can I just be seen? And I bring the money back. Just like, no, we don't do that here. I was just like, stress. So I came back home, and then my uncle took me to this other chemist that has a lab not too far from us. And next time, so if anybody out there gets ill, I've learned that just go somewhere or go to the hospital, or go to a chemist that has a lab, and they can just essentially just test your blood. You can do a blood test, and you can find out what's wrong with you, and then they can give you the right drugs, because that's what happened. And then find out that I had typhoid, a high level of typhoid. So God knows what I ate at that place. I'm not gonna call the restaurant because it's a popular one, but I don't know, because I had ordered like asun and fish, and they had like this special kind of rice. Yeah, I got gassed. So now I'm like a bit weary of eating out. Not like, because I've eaten out before that and I was fine, but I'm still a bit conscious because it's still very fresh. And typhoid is just nothing to be played with. You know, I had taken the typhoid jab last year, and it should have. I guess I thought that it would be enough for me this time, but I probably have to get a booster or some sort. So yeah, it was awful. I felt awful, but I feel better. And anyway, oh yes, the drugs that the antibiotics that this pharmacist had given me were for STDs. So yeah, that's crazy and dangerous, extremely dangerous. Like I'm sure, like there is much people talk about the fact that in Africa, in Nigeria, that there are drugs. There are fake drugs out there, but there are also people that just don't know what they're talking about. So if you are here, or if you're moving here, or you come on holiday, just be wary, and have the vaccinations in time, and yeah, to be careful what you eat. If you've left Nigeria for a while, and you're like abroad, and your immune system is now an abroad immune system. You're a Ajebutter. That's what they say. So Ajebutter, Ajebutter is someone that's very very like westernized, and not very used to perhaps the rough side of like Nigeria. Ajebutter is someone that has grown up in the rough sides of Nigeria, and are very used to the rough sides, and yeah, very tough. I can now say that I know that I'm a Ajebutter. I used to think that I could, hang with the toughest of them, but my stomach can't, and yes, I'm not gonna fall sick just so I can prove myself. So yeah, that's just been my week this week. So yeah, it's been tough, but still loving Lagos and loving the sunshine, and yeah, and like I said, and I think I put something on my Facebook the other day that I just love the fact that I can communicate with my family and friends in England and on FaceTime and Skype and all the social media and social network and stuff. It's amazing. So shout out to all of y'all out there, the collective. Yeah, and my family, love you guys, and my friends, everybody, and all those that subscribe. Thank you. You just subscribing to me, whittering on about my experiences here. But I hope you enjoy it and keep enjoying it. and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.